Hi everybody, welcome back to Bring Life Indoors. It's Moira here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well and having a beautiful day. It's a very cold day today. It's nice and cloudy. I hope you're keeping warm. Today I wanted to show you my terrarium as to how they're doing, all my terrarium collection as to how they are doing, and what's going on and how I care for them, how I look after them. So I'm gonna start with this big one, one of my first. When I started doing terrariums, I would start a terrarium. I'm sure you all know this vessel because this was like one of the first vessels I used. If you've been following for a while, I'll start with whatever it is that I put in here, and I'll enjoy it for a while, and I'll get bored of it, and I will dismantle the whole thing, and I'll start all over again with a different plant, or redesign what I had put in there, which I'll be feeling is not looking great, or I'm just tired of it. I just want something different. But I decided after a long time, over a long period of time, I made up my mind. Actually decided to say, stop doing that. I mean, you'll never really get to see what would have become of the terrarium if you keep on dismantling them, if you keep on literally just putting them apart. So I decided to stop doing that, and I'm glad I did, and to learn to enjoy them and see what becomes of them, and you know and not be quick to dismantle it and literally to just put it apart and start over again, because I might not like it at a set. When you're growing something, there's a period in which you might not like what's going on, or the state of whatever it is you're growing. And if you give it a chance and not quickly destroy it, you might be surprised that once that stage is passed, you love what has become of that plant. Once that stage you didn't like has passed, and that's what I had to learn with my terrariums, to really let them be, and and leave them alone and care for them and see what becomes of them, and not be quick to put them apart because they're going through a stage which I might not like or enjoy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm gonna start with this big mama. Let me just fix my camera. I'm gonna start with this one. This is a Fittonia terrarium. It was mainly Fittonia, and I'll show you. The whole pot is just Fittonia, and I decided some time ago to add a fan, and I don't know if you can see it. I was silly enough to water this one before I started this video, so you're probably not seeing much, but this is a fan. This is a fan, and I'm hoping that when I added this fan, this Fittonia was not so high. It was a bit probably here. So but somehow the fan seems to be a slow grower, and the Fittonia is growing way too fast than the fan, and is taking over completely. And I was hoping that the fan will occupy this space, but it looks like that's not happening at the moment. But like I said, these would be the things that makes me to give up, and because the idea I have in mind is not taking place, and I'll decide to literally dismantle this whole thing and start over. But like I said, I've learned to leave my terrariums alone and see what becomes of them, and that's exactly what I'm doing with this one. I'm leaving it alone and seeing what becomes of it. I have stones and shells in here. You can't see much of that anymore because this Fittonia has grown so much, except this side where the fan is, you can. But other sides, you can't see any of that anymore because this Fittonia has grown so much. It's loving it in here. It's really enjoying life. From the top, it's beautiful to look. From the top, I love it from the top, even from the sides. So yeah, and what do I do to clean this one? All I do is I take my microfiber cloth and I take, this is a solution, it's water, just clean water with your dishwashing soap, and I spray my glasses on the outside, and I take my microfiber cloth and I clean them, because obviously dust covers them, and you want to make sure that your glass is always clean, so the light can shine through nicely without being disturbed or prevented by the dust. So that's how I clean my my terrariums. And I also go in there with my cloth, like on the lip of my terrarium. That's what I do, you know, yeah, to make them look nice and presentable. Just a minute. There we go. I just needed a second cloth. I always use two. So yeah, you want them to look absolutely nice and presentable, you know. Remove one's fingerprints off, you know. So yeah, that's how I clean them inside out, and I check them regularly to make sure that there's no dead leaves. Like today, that's what I'm doing, and if there is, I remove all that off, you know. So yeah, so we're done with this one. I had already checked this one, and there's nothing funny happening in here. It's all good. And I've got these two beautiful English IVs. I love English IV. I've got them in this glasses. They're small glasses, and the idea for me was I wanted to grow and start growing out of the glass, to cascade out of the glass, and that is about to happen, and I'm super excited about that. Imagine having this on display, and you've got this ivy growing out of a glass, and that's the idea I have, and it's happening exactly the way I had in mind, and I'm very excited. So I'm just gonna clean it the same. It's also very dirty, and all it is dust. I mean, all it is dust. So you just take your microfiber cloth, and then you clean the dust off. So it doesn't need watering. This one I recently watered it, so the soil is still moist, so I'm not going to give it water. So that's all you do. You take your microfiber cloth. I always use two, one that is dry and one which I use to on the wet side of things, and then there you go. Then you've got a nice clean glass to display your ivy, and I've got two of them. Are you like me? If I like something, I do two. No more, a whole lot. If I like a plant, or yeah. So this one I'm gonna go there. That way inside. One thing I like about using this solution, even for your plants, it's not harmful for your plants at all. And if you have pests, maybe you were not aware of, while you're doing that, it deals with pests also. It yeah. So I also want to clean the leaves. This one, the leaves are a bit dirty, dusty, so that's what I'm gonna do. You just get in there with your cloth. It's not easy though, I must be honest. Usually with the leaves, I use the spray. This is what I use to water the spray pump. So when it's time to water them, I make sure that I spray the leaves to remove the dust, but these ones are still fine, so I'm not gonna bother them. So there we go. It looks nice and presentable. Then we put it aside. So those are the three so far. And next I've got this umbrella plant terrarium. I love this umbrella plant terrarium. This one is mine. It stays in my bedroom. I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna clean the glass outside, and inside I'm gonna make sure that I spray it thoroughly. Well, I think it's still fine. I don't think it needs to be watered. It looks moist, so I only water them when they look dry, not when they are still moist. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother this one with water. Gonna see if I can manage to clean it inside. Let's put this cloth like this, which is not always easy for sure, but you just want to remove what you can remove. I love it. This is obviously the rubber plant, and here at the bottom, I don't know if you can see, there's golden pothos right there at the bottom. I don't know what's gonna happen. I like playing around with plants in terrariums and see what becomes of them over time. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this golden pothos in here will develop. But so far so good. This umbrella plant is doing well. It's so happy in here. I propagated these a long time ago and decided instead of planting them in pots, I'm gonna put them in terrariums. Here's my daughter's one, together with a Fittonia. I think this is a Fittonia family, if I'm not wrong. And obviously it's not getting enough light, so it was busy reverting to green, and now you can see the new growth because it's getting more light now. The variegation is back. So yeah, I'm just gonna remove dead leaves. It's not happy because it was left to dry, so it's not very happy, but hey, they recover, they bounce back very quickly if you forget to water them, and then you do water them, they do bounce back very quickly. Look what's happening at the bottom there. I'm getting babies of the Fittonias at the bottom there. They look so cute. So we're gonna clean this up. It's very messy, it's very dirty. I'm gonna give it a good clean. I'm gonna do the same. So all that is in here is just two plants. It's just my umbrella plant and Fittonia. That's all that is in here, nothing else. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll add something else in here. We'll see how it goes, but I love how it looks. This one is for my daughter, Ofenze, and she's looking well after it, I must say. So there we go. It looks better. Just want to go again with this one. It's not easy. You might break a leaf or two or not. Don't be hard on yourself when that happens. But this looks so much better, and it does look so much better. It does look so much better, and I love how they're growing out of the glass. I mean, it's beautiful. I really do love how they're growing out of the glass. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna clean these leaves, the umbrella leaves that are out. Obviously they're a bit dusty. Give them a wipe, a good wipe. So yeah, that's how I do it. Now with me, it's just today, obviously it's a video. Usually I just make myself a nice cup of tea or hot chocolate, and I come and I sit here and I enjoy doing this. I find it absolutely relaxing, and yeah, I enjoy it. And I take my cloth and I go from one terrarium to the other, just making sure that I clean. Just gonna stand just to reach in here. So yeah, there they are, nice and clean and presentable. I forgot this one. So obviously it was very dry. She remembered today to give it water, so it's still soaking up and, you know, rehydrating. So yeah, that's number 4. Like I said, this one is for my girl. Just removing dead stuff. It's important to remove dead leaves. You know, you don't want to introduce pests into your terrariums. You know, it's important to remove dead leaves. So yeah, just checking if there's nothing funny happening in here. There we go. And then the other one, this one is for my son Jonathan. It's also doing very well. It was flowering, can you believe it? It was flowering. These are dead flowers. These are dead flowers. They are dead flowers. So beautiful. Yeah, they get these lovely little white flowers. So yeah, it's done flowering. I'm just gonna remove what is dead in here also. Yeah, I just stick my hands in there and I take out what has fallen to this on the soil. There we go. There we go. He's got a SpongeBob in there. SpongeBob. Can you see SpongeBob? Please. He loves SpongeBob. So yeah. I'm just gonna trim the leaves that looks weird. Got a scissor here which I don't know what I did with. So I'm gonna trim these leaves that looks funny and weird. They don't like drying out these plants. When they dry up, the phytonias, yeah, they become very dramatic. But anyway, it's not the end of the world. You can really trim up the brown bits. I don't know where that one went. Okay, so it's really not the end of the world. You can always trim up the brown bits. Alrighty. It's still moist. I'm not gonna give it water, but I'm just gonna clean it up. I'm not gonna give it water, just gonna give it a good wipe inside and out. Just get in there and just get in there. There you go. And we fix our SpongeBob that fell. I'm gonna try and fix Mr. SpongeBob. There you go. So you just want to wipe the leaves. It collects a lot of dust, umbrella plant, you know. Obviously the ones inside are not so bad because when you spray, they get cleaned up and washed out. There you go. So it doesn't need to be watered. You put it in. So there we go. We did our umbrella, all our umbrellas. You saw mine, you saw Jonathan's, and you saw Fences, and you saw the two IVs and the Fittonia one. And I've got this beautiful succulent and peperomia. I recently added this peperomia. Can you see? Oh, I hope you can see. But there's a peperomia, and those are my succulents. You know, this one is not as dirty as the rest. I recently cleaned it when I was watering this. So I'm just gonna just give it a good wipe. But there's another one. I've had it for a while. It's beautiful. It's doing so well. Yeah, that's better. It's doing so well. I love how it looks. And it's one of the terrariums which I can't wait to see what will become of all this. But these takes their time to grow. We'll see with this peperomia how it takes off. Alrighty, and the last, oh no, there's this one. This one I recently did. This one I recently did this. I don't know if you can see, but this is a anthurium. This plant here, it's an anthurium, and then this is your what do you call it, Brazil. This is your philodendron Brazil, a tiny little baby of philodendron Brazil, and this is your golden pothos. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what will become of it. My thinking is to put a wooden stick here to let the golden pothos grow on it and eventually cascade down the glass. So I need to just find the stick I like, which I can put in there for that to happen once they start climbing these, once they start growing. But at the moment, these are just cuttings, as you can see. They're really just cuttings. They haven't started trading. So yeah, just gonna give it a good wipe like I've done with the rest of them. Oh, so nothing actually here. I don't know, I still need to check my last one. So I'm just gonna clean this up nicely. It doesn't need water. It's still very much okay. It just needs a good cleaning. There you go. There we go. So that's one of the really one of the terrariums. I can't wait to see what will become of them. Is an anthurium with golden pothos and Brazil. Now the last one is this one, which I'm not sure if it needs water. Probably does. Just a minute. Alrighty, so this is the last one. One of my favorites. This is one of my favorite. It's yeah, I've got this arrowhead plant in here. I need to trim off these dead bits, and then I've got this beautiful plant which I don't know the name of. It was one of those little tiny plants, and they didn't have a name on it, but I loved it. And then I've got this golden pothos also in here, and I've got a heart-shaped leaf in here. That's it. That's about 1, 2, 3, 4 plants in here, 4 different plants in here. I love it. I really do love it. It's one of my favorite. So I'm just gonna quickly clean it and see if it's dry, if it needs water. There we go. I don't know what happened here. It folded. Didn't like that, so I'm just gonna trim the dead bits. There you go. And then let's see, I think it needs water. I'm just gonna check. Just wanna finish chopping all this unwanted things in here, and let's feel. It's actually not so bad. We're just gonna give it a good spray. I love this pump spray. It's so easy to use and so fun to use, because with it you can clean your leaves of your terrariums. You can give them a good washing, and you can clean your glass nicely. I love it. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. That's it from me for today. I really just wanted to sit. I needed to sit and check out all my terrariums in the house and see how they're doing. And maybe I thought, why not do it with you and show you how I care for them, and show you how they're doing also. So it's been fun. I don't know if you love terrariums. I mean, terrariums, I always say, if you're someone out there who wants to bring plants in your home and you feel like you don't have space for them, terrariums are one of the things you can actually do. It's like a mini garden in a glass. You've got a mini garden in a glass. I mean, if you look at all these terrariums, and let's say this is all I had plant-wise, I basically have a lot of plants. I've got golden pothos, I've got arrowhead plant, I've got this beautiful plant, I don't know what it's called, and I've got heart-shaped leaf, I've got umbrella, I've got English ivy, I've got Fittonia, I've got a fan. How many plants have I counted already? And for someone out there who says they don't have space, you can actually grow a garden in a jar, a garden in a glass jar, a glass bowl, whatever glass thing you want to grow in. I mean, so there we go. You want to have a garden or plants in your home, and you've got a small space, or you do have space and you've never thought of terrariums. These are one of the best ways to display, to decorate your home with. I mean, if you want to display with plants and a different style, a different vibe, a different format, how about trying out a terrarium? It's different. It tells a different story than just a plant in a pot. This one tells a different story altogether. And anyway, it's been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, have yourself a beautiful day, and thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your comments. All that means a lot to me. And until next time, bye.